Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hey y'all, this is Southern Woods here, and today we're going to be doing a review of some pho. Or at least that's what I think the proper pronunciation is. I like to call it pho because it sounds a lot better, but I know if I call it pho, there'll be a bunch of crybabies or grammar police going, "It's pho, it's pho, it's pho." Okay, but if I call it pho, then there'll be a bunch of rational people going, "It's faux, it's faux, I swear it's faux."
Faux show.
So, you know what I'm going to do? For this video, I'm going to call it Fuffo. Best of both worlds, but I assure you, it'll probably anger everyone. So today we're going to try some Nongshim beef flavored Fuffo. Now, it comes with sriracha sauce, so that's interesting. I've never had a store brand ramen type Fuffo before. I've had plenty of different types of ramens. I don't think I've reviewed any on my channel, but I have had a variety, but I've never had the Fuffo. So let's read about it real quick before we dive right into this review. So this is beef flavored, Vietnamese rice noodle soup, Fuffo. Should take 3 minutes to cook, only 200 calories, which is not bad because most of the ramen I get, at least the good kind I like, is like 500 calories. So I don't think there's really anything too special about it that I haven't covered already. So we're gonna get right into making this. Yes, I'm gonna be cooking on camera. Let's do it. Alright, now I got the Fuffo on the counter, so now we're gonna get to opening it and seeing the process. I forgot to mention that it's gluten-free, so that's cool. So let's look at the directions together. So I'm gonna do it in the microwave because most people want the fastest and efficient way, and since it's the top way of doing it, we're going to see how good it is. So, step 1, remove lid, noodles, soup base, and sriracha packet. Alright, I could do that. Add unwrap. What? What do these look like? We're going to look at it. Oh. Alright, so that's your beef flavoring. Nice. A little tiny sriracha packet. Nice. Ah, so these are the noodles. They actually look like some Fuffo. Also, what? I don't know if that's supposed to be like that. Go back to the directions. So remove lid, noodles, soup base, and sriracha packet. Add unwrapped noodles and soup base. Pour room temperature water to inside line. Microwave for 3 minutes without lid. Stir in sriracha sauce. Oh, so okay, so it's like normal ramen and stuff, except that everything's pre-wrapped and you have to add it in. It didn't mention the vegetables, but I assume they're supposed to be like that. So, I guess we gotta add the noodles. Interesting. I've had Fuffo before, like in restaurants and stuff, but I've never prepared it. Alright, and I assume the base means the flavoring, so we're going to add that in here too. This is all I'm going to add to it, this beef flavoring in the sriracha packet. Usually I like to doctor up any sort of ramen or noodles or anything in general, but for the sake of the review, we have to taste what it's like purely based on what it gives us. God, it smells like fucking cat or something. smells like fucking cat buttholes. Don't ask me how I know what that smells like. Alright, so we're gonna add this after. So we gotta fill this up to the stir line. I'm gonna go get some water. Usually when I make ramen, I do it just below the stir line because I like my ramen a little bit less soupy. So this is basically what we got going on now that we add the water. It looks, I mean, it smells, I don't know if my nose is messed up, but it don't smell too good. But we are gonna check it out. We're gonna plop this thing in the microwave right now. Alright, y'all. It's 124. Said 3 minutes. Y'all heard? Y'all heard. Goodbye, Fuffo. No, don't close the door on me. I'm innocent. 3 minutes. Starting now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, let's check it out, y'all. Alright, so that's what it looks like coming out of the microwave. Very, very bubbly. Very bubbly. So it doesn't say to do this, but literally any other noodle-based thing you buy at a store says to do it, so I'm going to cover it for a minute. And that's just my preference. Make sure it cooks a bit more. There we go. Nice picture. I smelled it once it got out of the microwave. It smells nothing like the fucking cat shit that it smelled like before I put it in. It actually smells pretty authentic. Like, what's the thing they use in Vietnamese food a lot? Is it thyme? No, basil? Basil or thyme? Something like that. The big leaf things. It smells like that. It smells like the pho that I've had at restaurants, so that is a good sign. We're just gonna let this sit for a second, and we'll open up the sriracha packet because I kind of want to try this on my own first. Oh, you have to open it. Holy shit, down the middle. Actually, that's pretty good. Kind of hot and sour is the flavor I described the sauce. Alright, tired of waiting. Oh no, I'm dripping everywhere. Okay, so we're gonna add our sauce and stir. Holy shit. It's interesting, it's very, very liquidy sauce. Not much in there, so it must be very strong or something. Or maybe it overpowers the flavor if they put too much. I don't know. So we're stirring, we're stirring. That's what the noodles look like. I mean, they're not the most appealing things, but if you had this sort of thing before, I mean, that's pretty accurate to what it looks like. So cool. I'll meet y'all at the table and we'll try it out for real. Alright, y'all, we got our pho on the table. Cooked it pretty much exactly how it said to. Didn't add anything different. Got my water. Because every wise foodie knows you have to clean your palate before you try something new. I do have a tea, but I shouldn't be drinking that, at least for my initial taste, because that messes up the flavor. So, as again, it smells a lot better than it did. I think it was that seasoning packet that they put in there. It smelled like fucking cat shit. Or maybe it's the smell of the noodles before they get cooked within everything. But now it smells nice. It looks nice. We're going to do it, Italian style, wrap our noodles. So this is a first go at it. First bite. That's not that bad. It's pretty good. It has some decent flavor. It's not super strong, but it's not bland either, which is good. Definitely has that traditional Vietnamese sort of flavor that I don't know how to describe it. I'll try my best though. I don't know, like the best way it's not sour, but like if sour had a cousin. It's like that sort of thing, sort of earthy, pungenty, sort of, but not like a bad pungent. It's just I don't know. It tastes like whatever they put in most of their soups, like the basil or thyme. I think it's basil. Basil. It's the big leaf. I know. I'm a wonderful reviewer, but this is pretty good actually. And I don't even think it needs much to be added, to be honest. And that's the thing with like Vietnamese culture or cuisine is, you know, their ingredients and what they use for their food is a lot different than we traditionally use here in the States. But no, I mean, this tastes, I'm impressed, especially after smelling it the first time. I thought it was going to be, but it's actually, so it's not that spicy either. I think it's just the right amount of a little bit of spicy, and that's probably why the size of that packet was the way it is. Let's try some of this soup though. Or the broth. Alright, the broth itself has a lot more flavor, obviously. It's a little spicier when you drink the broth by itself, and all the flavors come together more violently. It's more tasteful, obviously. And that's how the broth usually is. It's a nice taste. I think it represents Vietnamese pho pho pretty well, based on what I've had. I've had pho pho a handful of times. So, yeah, this is pretty good. I mean, it's only 200 calories. It's not super unhealthy. I mean, what's the sodium level? That's the big thing. I mean, it still has a fuck ton of sodium, but other than that, I mean, it's good. It's real good. Alright, I guess I have to rate it now. I mean, there's not much more to say about it. I like it, though. Let me get one more bite and I'll give it a rating. See, this is hard. Because would I take this over your, everyday ramen that you see at the store that's very, very customizable? I mean, not saying this isn't customizable, but if you want the Vietnamese experience, I feel like you have to stick closer to what this is already. Because Americans already fucked up ramen, and so it's hard to compare it to ramen because it is a different taste, and the noodles, are different. They're flat. They're not like your traditional ramen noodles. So, I don't know. At some points, I'd probably take this over. It feels a lot cleaner. That's a good word for it. I feel it's more cleansely eating it. But let's see. Man, I don't want to give it a rating that it's not supposed to get. Based on, how easy it is to prepare it, the taste itself, the fact that it's not bland. I mean, I am going to dink it at least a point, not like a full point, but a little bit for the god-awful smell before you cook it. But, I mean, this is solid. I'm going to give it 4.3 stars. I think that's a fair representation. 4.3 stars, 8.6 out of 10. That's an 86, a solid B on your test. I would go as far as to rate it even higher, but I'm doing a very, I think a conservative rating. I don't want to overhype it because usually when you taste something for the first time, you have very strong feelings, and sometimes you need to go back a second time to further establish your taste. So I think 4.3 is a solid rating for this, 8.6 out of 10. Again, I think the brand is called Nongshim. They're beef flavored pho pho. I assume you can get this most places. I found it in a pantry somewhere. But yeah, highly recommend it if you want a cheap taste of Vietnamese without going to something truly authentic, and you just want a sample. I think this represents it all right. The best store-bought dry ramen or noodle things can do. So that was my review. I'm impressed, especially after that smell. it's got my seal of approval. Maybe I'll buy it some more. If you want to see more reviews, I know that those are more popular than the videos I've been doing lately. Let me know. If you want to see me cook more, let me know. The Southern Wood's out.